Thank you so much, Bill. That's so beautiful. I love that song so much. I haven't heard that in years. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Welcome, everybody, to Unity of Orange County. How you doing today? Fantastic. You guys look very nice today. I appreciate that. Did you dress up for me? I kind of thought. So, guys, we're going to get our vibration going by singing. And so we're going to do Rise, so that we may sing joyously and openly. Dancing, that's okay too. Here we go. We have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. We have come with our welcome Tina to the platform.
Good morning, everybody. How are you today? So nice to see those shiny, smiley faces this beautiful, almost summer day. And if you're watching on YouTube, welcome. We're so glad that you've tuned in. I'd like to take this opportunity first for us to affirm our prayer for our church. So together, we pray, believe, and affirm continued growth and prosperity for Unity of Orange County, with an abundance to share and spare. With grateful hearts, we give thanks for answered prayer. And so it is. Amen. And also affirm our vision and mission statements. Our vision statement, centered in divine love, we joyfully co-create a world that works for all. And our mission statements, to awaken, inspire, and transform lives. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank those that helped make this service possible. First of all, our prayer music team, Bill, Magic Keys, Bill, Jerry on drums, and Tom on vocals. And we also have Waverly and Supervisor John streaming, and we have Mark on camera. Today, our wonderful greeters were Rosemarie and Jim. Yay, we always love to have them. Our daily word will be read by Shanice today. Thank you, Shanice. And our wonderful Reverend Arlene is back today with our beautiful message that she will be giving today. Thank you, Arlene. It's nice to have you back. A few announcements. First of all, if you need prayer, you can email our prayer team at uocpray@gmail.com. And a member of our prayer team will contact you to pray with you. And if you wish to join the group, which meets once a month, please contact Diane Lukish, and she's in the back, Diane. And this is a very strong team, and they will contact you and pray with you, and it's pretty awesome, and we thank you for their service. So Diane Lukish at dianelukish@gmail.com. Shanice will be having our creativity workshop, and that will be, when is that going to be? This Thursday. Okay, and is there a special Zoom for that?
Yep, it's right up on there.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Materials in the front foyer.
Okay, materials in the front foyer. And this is a good way for you to work with one of your 12 powers, which is imagination. And that would be a good thing for you to be working with. Also, today is our last day to collect coffee for the Santa Ana Homeless Multi-Service Center, which needs coffee for the homeless people, which is a wonderful thing. Okay. 50-50 raffle today? Okay, why not? There'll be a 50-50 raffle today at the end of service. So see Stephanie and buy your tickets. All righty. There will be a volunteer sign-up sheets in the back lobby, and we need greeters and we need people for hospitality. So hospitality, you don't have to have a big, luncheon or anything, just some little snacks so that we can have them with our coffee after service and our fellowship. So that would be awesome if some of you could sign up for that. And today is a very important day for us. It is our annual membership meeting, and it will follow the service, immediately following the service. So we will be electing or have elected new board members and discussing how things are going in our new role as tenants at our location and plans for the rest of 2022 and beyond. And it will be live and on Zoom, 818-8859-3747. And also, we will be having pizza right before the before the meeting. So stick around so that you can join us for that. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tina. So today we are talking about the omnipresence of God. And this is a song by Denise Rosier that is all about our unity with that Spirit.
Superpowers, no famous name, but I stand tall, 'cause I believe something greater has come alive inside of me, and I have felt the Spirit stirring in my soul. Deep in my soul, I will give love, I will speak peace, all because of the love that's got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel lost, I know God. I am one, but I'm not alone. When I'm with you, I am home. Side by side, we find the truth. When the Spirit in me meets the same in you, and I have felt this fire burning in my soul. Deep in my soul, I will give love, I will speak peace, all because of the love that's got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel lost, I know God. I will give love, I will speak peace, all because of the love that's got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel lost, in a world where so many feel lost, in a world where so many feel lost, I know God. I know God.
Thank you guys so much. So it is time for us to get comfortable in our chair and feet flat on the floor if that's okay for your body. And we're going to get ready for daily word meditation. We're going to do it by singing Blessing to the World. The first one is for you. Here we go. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You filled up your cup, now that I am for yourself. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. Let me swim. Now you fill up your cup. Expand to include everyone we are. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world, a blessing to the world. And I'd like to invite Shanice to the platform.
Hey, are we awake? That's what we come here for, right? Such an honor to be with you here all on this day. And as we get ready for contemplation and meditation, we'll open with the daily word. Sunday, May 15th, 2022. Word of the day is freedom. Freedom. Taking responsibility for my life leads me to freedom. Each life has its shares of ups and downs. Like most people, I have felt blessed by my happy experiences and laid low by my more difficult ones. I've used the spiritual tools of forgiveness and gratitude to learn and move beyond my more painful experiences. This kind of spiritual housekeeping is my key to lasting freedom. By releasing blame and regret over and over again if necessary, I am ensuring that I will not be bound by the past and limited by an outworn image of myself. Life is dynamic, and so am I. My growth is dependent upon my forward movement, and I commit to embracing the freedom that comes from leaving the past behind. With gratitude, I bless the person I was. With faith, I reach unencumbered for the person I am becoming. And from Galatians 5, verse 13, for you were called to freedom, brothers and sisters. So now, as we prepare our outer temple to touch the inner altar, I just invite you to allow your body to settle, and I invite you to close your eyes to the outer light, to be able to embrace the light within as we prepare for our sacred time. But before we do that, why don't we honor those prayer requests that have been so lovingly put into our prayer box and set into our email, all about waking up, right? So we know that God is in this place. We know that God is within each of the hearts and in the prayers that are in this box and in the altar of the hearts of all of those who are present here, tuned in or with us. We praise you, Lord, for answered prayer. We release any limited thought or belief that your loving goodwill is being done. We ask you to bless each of these requests, and we yield it up to you. We know it is so. We claim it for each one here. We trust, we let go, and we say thank you. So it is. So now let's yield to this moment. Running back to home base, as I got this morning when I woke up. We don't need to run away. Let's run to this appointment like we're running back to home. Running back to God, running back to ourselves. And we know surely he is in this place. Great Spirit now. So closing your eyes, allowing just this moment to be. I would like to share with you a reading that helps us to know truly we are always in the presence of the One. With your eyes closed, lean in, allowing for your soul, your heart, to hear that silent whisper. And this is a reading from Thou Hast Searched Me and Known by Howard Thurman, his take on 139th Psalm. In this state of your inner temple, just allow my words to open your spirit and your soul to the presence. Whither shall I go from thy presence? From thee is there some hiding place? The deed is a thing so private, so inside the working of desire, that its inward part seems known to me alone. The ebb and flow of thoughts within my hidden sea, the forms that stir within the channels of my mind, keep tryst with all of my hidden hopes and fears. The tie that holds me fast to those whose life with mine makes one. The tangled twine that binds my life with things I claim as mine are held in place by folds of my embrace. The sealed stillness that walls around the heartaches and the pain is held against all else that would invade. Awe-filled contrition, emptied clear of violence, of sin, seeps slowly now from the wilderness of my deserted soul. And almighty joy mounts to the brim and overflows in wild array with music only ears attuned can hear. And yet always I know that another sees and understands. Every vigil with me keeps watch. The door through which he comes, no man can shut. He is the door. I cannot go from thy presence. There is no hiding place from me. So in this moment, when we return to the silence, let's run back to home plate. Let's lean in. Let's listen to hear the silent whisper, knowing that this breath is the very breath of God. There is no hiding place from thee. Give us this day our daily breath. Breathing in, breathing out. We allow all else to fade away. And we rest in the wholeness and the safety of spirit together. As we begin to become aware of our space, this place where we have gathered to share, to listen, to encourage, and to cultivate spirit within us. We take a few deep breaths to bring us back. Breathing in, I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm breathing out. And all is well. So it is.
Thank you, thank you. I love that song. I have that on one of my playlists, so thank you. I love that, and thank you, Tom. So I just have to say, I had asked Tom to do a song today, and then I thought, well, like if he does that song, I'm not going to be able to hold it together. So I told him to not do that song, and then he did this other song, which is also like I'm sitting there going, well, I don't know if this is much better. I'm having trouble with this one too, but thank you, Tom. So if you don't know, last week my husband Christopher made his transition, and that's why I haven't been with you guys for a while. And so I was thinking, well, what am I going to talk about? And I thought, well, I can't just come up here and just do a talk. So what happened was, what I'm going to talk about is that God is present everywhere and explain why. But the last few days, he wasn't able to talk or do anything. But the last time the chaplain was there, he read him Psalm 139, and he said to me, he said, oh, Christopher really liked the psalm. And I'm thinking, what is Psalm 139? I know. You were doing that, and I'm like, really? Because Shanice has been in my head for like all day today. So yeah. So it was 139. So he goes, he loves 139. So I'm like, I don't know the Bible that well. You know, I get out a Bible. I'm thinking, what is 139? So I read 139, and you know, when I first read it, when you read the Old Testament, sometimes it doesn't make sense. It can seem really hard, and I thought, well, why did Christopher love this psalm? And so I read it again, and I could see why. And so when he wasn't able to talk or anything, they told me that he could hear. So I was reading different things. So I'm reading the psalm, and I'm interpreting it to him. while I'm reading it, because some of the stuff I'm thinking, he's going to be thinking, why is she reading this to me? So I have to explain why I'm reading it to him. So I'm going to read the psalm, and then I'm going to tell you why this psalm is so powerful. O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from afar. You search out my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, behold, O Lord, you know it altogether. You hem me in, behind, and before, and you lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, I cannot attain it. Where shall I go from your spirit? Or where shall I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the utmost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, and the light about me be night, even the darkness is not too dark to you. The night is bright as the day, for darkness is as a light with you. For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's wombs. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there was none of them. How precious to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. If I could count them, they are more than the sand. I awake, and I am still with you. O that you would slay the wicked, O God. O men of blood, depart from me. They speak against you with malicious intent. Your enemies take your name in vain. Do I not hate those who hate you, O Lord? And do I not loathe those who rise up against you? I hate them with complete hatred. I count them my enemies. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts. And see if there be any grievous way in me, and lead me in the everlasting. So when we read the Old Testament, first I want to talk about this grievous. So what was happening was, I know that God is everywhere present, and I knew that it was time for Christopher to make his transition, but it was going on longer than what I wanted to see. And I thought, right away, well, where is God in all of this? Why isn't God here? Why is God doing this? Maybe there's no God. And then this little voice says, no, you know that there's a God. And then this other little voice is going, well, I don't think there's a God. And, the little devil and angel are having this discussion. And years ago, my mother was sick, and that's when I stopped believing in God, because I thought, here's this person who believed in God more than anyone else I know, and here she is suffering. So I am going to choose not to believe in God, because if there is a God, I don't want any part of it. So when I saw Christopher suffering, my first thought was, there you go again, God. There you go again. There's someone who believes in you, someone who's been faithful to you, someone who's put you first in his life, and you're making him suffer. And this little voice was like, well, why should you believe in a God like that? But this other little voice said, because you know that God is always present, and that somehow in the midst of this, God is here. So when the Bible is talking, and Jesus talked about this too, when the Bible is talking about the enemies and those that we hate and all of that, those are our thoughts. Those thoughts that were saying to me, there is no God, because if there was a God, he would not be doing this. That is the enemies, because that is what keeps us from God. And so while I'm reading this to him, I'm saying to him, they're not really saying enemies like people we know. we really don't have any enemies. They're saying the thoughts that are going in my head right now, those are my enemies because they're keeping me from God. And when it talks about, where shall I go? Where shall I flee from your presence? God is everywhere. But this whole thing, if I ascend to heaven, you are there. And if I make my bed in Sheol, you are there. Sheol is hell in the Old Testament. But it's not hell like where you die, you go to hell or heaven. There was this area where they took the rubbish and they burned the rubbish. And it was smelly and stinky and hot, and that's Sheol. And so I'm reading this to Chris, I say, we are in Sheol right now. It is dirty and hot and smelly and miserable. You're miserable. I'm miserable. This is miserable. We are in hell. The good news is that even in hell, God is there. So hell is those times in our life when we feel like we just are done. That nothing is going the way we want it and we just can't take it anymore. That is hell. I don't believe in a hell afterward. I think we live in heaven and we live in hell right here on earth. And so I said, God is going to be with us in heaven and God is with us here in hell. And I don't know if he heard me or not, but I just figured he needed to be reminded of this. Because I know before he became unable to speak, he was talking about the fact that he thought this was hell, that he didn't understand it and all of this. So I wanted him to know, I wanted to hear it too, that God was there. And so even the darkness is not too dark to you, and the night is as bright as the day, for darkness is as light with you. That reminded me that even in those dark nights of the soul, those times in our life when we feel we are really at the end and we can't do another thing, that God is there too. And he comes to us in little ways. A text I got this morning. And I got this. So I get these emails from this minister at Uni Online. I never read them. So on May 7th, I got an email. I didn't read it. For some reason, I read this email on the 8th. And this is the email. And I was feeling really down. I don't know why I read this. And it says, Dear Arlene, as if she was writing it just to me. Now, I do this too. I know she's not writing it to me. It's a program, right? But boy, when you get it and it says, Dear Arlene, you're like, okay, Dear Arlene. And we're praying with you. It says right above that. So they're praying with me and they're saying, Dear Arlene. And then it's about a movie. I love movies, right? God talks to me in movies. In the classic movie, Chariots of Fire, missionary Eric Liddell, who excelled as an Olympic runner in the 1920s, says, when I want to compare my faith to running in a race, it's hard, requires concentration of will, energy of soul. And where does the power come from to see the race to its end? From within. It is the perfect description of strength, one of the 12 divine inner powers that Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore believed is born in each of us. These are attributes of God, and we have access to them through our spiritual nature. You may not think of yourself as strong as imagine, but imagine. You can tap into the strength of God. It is flowing through you now. You are already equipped with the energy and power to persevere through any human circumstance. Together, today, we pray together, affirming the strength that is already within us, a divine gift. Drawing on our inner strength, we will see any race to its end. And then, attached to it is a meditation with the visual is the Myrtle Fillmore Garden at Unity Village, which is just one of my favorite places, Unity Village. And it was an unbelievable meditation. So I know that I stand up here and I talk all the time about that God is always with us, God is in the good, God is in the bad, and all of this. And but I have to tell you, I was in a dark night of the soul, and I thought, where is God now? Why is God doing this? And but the thing is that if we practice the principles of unity enough, they take over. And sometimes when we don't believe it, God is there. And I know he's with God because he's just an amazing person. And I just have to share one of the story. So my sister was here. And she said to me, she said, when Darren, that's my nephew, Darren at the time was 10, he's an adult now. She said, when Darren first met Christopher, afterward we got in the car, and he said to me, now they're Jewish, my sister and the family. This little boy says to his mother, he says, Christopher reminds me of Jesus. This kid has never been to, and she goes, well, yeah, I guess I could see that, you know, the long hair and the beard, and he's wearing the sandals and the jeans and all that. Yeah, he does kind of look like Jesus. And Ryan says, no, Mom, you know how in all the pictures that they have of Jesus, there's this light around him or behind him? He says, there's that light behind Christopher. I saw the light. And I thought to myself, that is the best description that I have ever heard of Christopher. And so I am really blessed for the years that I had with him. We are going to have a service for him on June 4th. There will be flyers next week. It's going to be a Christopher service. It's going to be outside, under the trees. Come as you are, casual. Wear your sandals, you know, and so I'm really grateful for the time. I'm grateful for this church. I'm grateful for everybody here who has helped me through this time. And I just can't talk anymore. So thank you all for being here.
At the risk of saying too much, I'm going to say one more thing. Christopher reminds me of Jesus, too.
I pray you'll be our eyes and watch us where we go, and help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer as we go our way. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be safe. I pray we'll find your and hold it in our hearts. When stars go out each night, remind us where you are. Let this be our prayer when shadows fill our day. To a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be saved. needs to find a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be safe. Need to find a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be saved.
Thank you, Tom, and our music team, thank you so much, and Reverend Arlene, thank you. Then I have to get up after all that. So let us affirm our 5 basic principles, and let's say it like you mean it, okay? Really say this, because what is our first principle? God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. And 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. And 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. And 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And 5, I do and give my best by living the truth that I know. I make a difference. And a way that we can make a difference is by practicing the unity principle of giving and receiving. And we have several ways that you can give here at Unity of Orange County. And one way is by giving while you are here. And while our Holly will be coming up and passing our basket. And if you don't have anything to put in the basket because you are one of those that gives on a regular basis through your Apple Pay or however you do it, put your hand over the basket and please bless the blessings as they go by. One of the ways that you can donate is by your credit card, and you can go to the donate button on our website or send by text by texting 77977, and in the message put Unity of OC Give. From there, you can either give a one-time gift or give a recurring gift. Or you can just mail a check in. That's always an easy way to do it as well. So let us say our offering prayer together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I give and receive always in love. Thank you. Do we have any full first-timers today? First-timers. No, we're all family today, every day, all the time. Wonderful. Well, let us sing. All right, we're going to sing This Little Light of Mine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, oh let it shine. And while you're standing, please hold hands and let us sing our peace song and say our prayer for protection.
light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. And altogether, wherever we are, God is and all is well. Yay, God.
Don't forget the meeting. Grab a cup of coffee or a little snack. Pizza.